Yo, what up guys? Welcome to Game Over Entertainment, and we're talking about Max's powers once again. Now this is part 3. The first video I talked about the origin, where do you think Max's powers came from. Second video, I laid out my full explanation of how Max's powers work and why she is not a time traveler. And third video, we have a new development on our hands. So in episode 3, Max uses a photograph of her and Chloe to travel back in time, using her present mind to inhabit her younger body and change some things in her past. Pretty crazy development right there, man. And as you guys can tell, this power has a very high risk. Okay, going that far back in the past can change a lot of things, and we're seeing the butterfly effect in full application now, where a little change or twist here can really have a devastating effect on the current state of time. Now, I've already made this reference and I'm gonna make it again. The Butterfly Effect movie, Ashton Kutcher's character, they have a lot of similarities between him and Max and how their powers work now. Guys, if you haven't already, check out the Butterfly Effect movie, and if you have seen it, tell me if you see the similarities between Max and his powers. In the story, he was able to use photographs, he was able to use his journal, even video to go back to his past and change some things there. And also had some very devastating consequences. He couldn't get it quite right. No matter, he went back a lot of times, but everything just a little twisted, which I think is the problem that Max may be facing right now. It may be, easy to say, let's just fix the past, let's just, put things back like they were. Max, she wants to do too much. She wants to still go back into the past, but also she wants to make sure William doesn't die. She's trying to still keep that intact, but she also wants to keep Chloe whole. She don't want her paralyzed for the rest of her life. No way. So instead of Max, just putting things back the way before, we may see her actually talk to Chloe, learn about what happened to her, how did she get injured like this, and then go back to the time before that. There's any kind of photo that was taken around that time before Chloe got into that, I'm assuming, a car crash, and that's what caused this. She may go back to that moment and try to prevent that event from happening, instead of going back and preventing everything she's changed back to the normal path. It'll be hard to get that right, and we may go through several trials and error before Max gets to that perfect timeline. Alright, if you haven't already, check out Steins Gate. They talk about the perfect timeline in that anime show. Okay, so yeah, I'll be making a lot of plugs and references to TV shows and movies during this, because I just see a lot of similarities going on right here. Alright, now, to be honest, we really don't know how Max's powers, how these new powers work. Like, does it have to be a photograph that she's featured in? I remember when I went to the past, I took a picture of Chloe and her dad William. Would I be able to travel to the past using that? Because that is a memory of mine, but Max is not featured in that photo. And from what we've seen so far, it looks like Max has no recollection of her memories. This new altered version of herself, she doesn't know what she's done. She doesn't know anything about people around her. She don't know about the events that may have gone down that may be a lot different. We have this stuff going on in the environment with all these birds and the whales and stuff. We've seen more of that within the past 5 years in this altered state of time, and Max has no idea about that because she doesn't have the memories, which means like everything that she sees and we experience in this game in this altered state is gonna be a surprise to her and a surprise to us. We could have some very devastating changes. What if something happened to her parents? What if she looks in her phone and her mom's contact information isn't there? That'd be pretty eerie right there, man. Interesting enough. And can she use other things to go back in the past? Maybe a journal, maybe some video. I know we haven't taken any video yet, as far as I know, but Max does take a lot of photos, so that leaves her a lot of outlets to maybe go back to her past and change some things. But that's up for debate as well. We don't know if this version of Max is that into taking photographs of herself, and that whole wall art that she had in her room with all those pictures taken, that may be gone. That may not even be there no more. And even if it is there, those photos may not be familiar to her, since Max is not regaining these memories of this new timeline. She's not getting that. She won't know where the hell these photos even came from or what memories they connect to. So, this will leave her even less outlets to, go back into the past and try to fix some things, man. So, like I said, very risky stuff right here that can have some crazy consequences, guys. Now, I know we still got the original photo that was used to go back and save William, but you don't know what could have happened to that photo. It's been 5 years. That photo could have easily been destroyed, discarded, some lost. There's no guarantee that that photo is still around. So we can't bank on her going back with that photo. I don't believe that. When Max travels through time and rewinds and stuff, she keeps the items that's on the person. This is not that case, all right? When you're going through 5 years, looks like you do not retain whatever was on you, okay? Max is not going to have her 13-year-old clothes on her 18-year-old body, okay? So assuming that she has the photo on her is, I don't think it's very likely. She's going to have to find that thing, and I don't think it's going to be the easiest job ever either. Now, someone actually left me another comment that I thought was pretty interesting. Does Max even have the powers anymore? Okay, because a lot of people actually guess or is saying that Max got her powers when she first saw the butterfly. But if that instance never happened, which in this timeline it did not, Chloe wasn't there in that bathroom. Nathan Prescott, no, that whole altercation with them and their whole relationship is probably non-existent at this point. And Max didn't even enter the restroom to use the facilities. The only reason she went in there was to get away from society, have a little break from everybody else in the school. But Max is in the in crowd right now, chilling out with the Vortex Club and everything else. Maybe her character wouldn't do something like this now. So we don't know if Max actually went to the bathroom and actually got those powers right there. Even if she did maybe get those powers for the first time there, we don't know if they fully manifested because she didn't have a situation where she needed to use them. She may have never even used these powers before. Also making another reference, if you guys haven't already, check out the Flashpoint Paradox, a very interesting DC Justice League movie right there, animated, but it is good, and it deals with certain references that actually equate to this game about the Flash. She going in the past and changing some things, and a lot of things are different with him as well. But in all honesty, I don't think the writers will have Max in this boxed in position with no powers and to leave Chloe like this, how the way she is now in this altered timeline. I don't think they would leave her like that, especially with no way to fix it. So I'm gonna say that she still does have her powers, and that just goes back to my first question of where you guys think the powers actually come from. And in an alternate theory I made on Life is Strange, I mentioned that these powers may actually not be real, that they may all be in Max's mind. But for the sake of this argument, let's say they are. And I'm gonna reference back to my first video I made about Max's powers. Max getting her powers when she turned 18. I find it highly coincidental that on her 18th birthday is actually the first time she actually used these rewind powers. So maybe this is something in her DNA. Maybe something of a birthright. Maybe her parents had the powers and they exhibited them, or they manifested when she turned into an adult, which is officially 18. A lot of that stuff happens in, people with powers and movies and stuff like that. So maybe it happened in here. But, that's just another question I have. Now, me, myself, I hope we get back to the original timeline. Of course, I want to see the changes in this altered state to see how different it is. But there's so many unanswered questions about what happened in the first one. We still don't know a lot of stuff about what's happened in the original timeline before we figured out what's changed in this one. We only have 2 more episodes left. That's not a lot of time to figure out what the hell is really going on with some of these characters. We got Mr. Jefferson on deck. He's highly suspicious. We got Nathan Prescott and his stuff with the Vortex Club. We got David Manson. What is he really up to? And of course, the biggest mystery, Rachel Amber. What is going on with this girl? Who is she? And how is she related to Max? Because those two seem to have a very big relationship, even though they have never met before. All questions I want to find out from the original timeline. So I don't want to explore this too much. Maybe episode 4 may go into this before Max figures out a way to, fit things or set things to a path that she actually enjoys. And then we move on to the final answering these unsolved mysteries in episode 5. That's how I think it's going to play out, guys. Let me know your thoughts about it below and tell me what you think about this new development in Max's powers. And if you have seen any of these movies or animes I'm talking about, let me know if you see what I see. That these have a lot of common with what's going on now in Life is Strange. Alright people, so thumbs up is always appreciated. Comment below and I'll see you guys next time on Game Over Entertainment, another Life is Strange theories coming up next, where I be saying some crazy stuff about what's going to happen in the story. All right. So stay tuned for that. I'm out of here. Thank you guys for watching. Deuce.
We got our info. Let's bail. But maybe we shouldn't leave without a gift.
No, you are not taking the cozy chair.
Max, do your powers include mind reading? Or did you just rewind because I tried to steal the chair? Shit, I'm confused.